Well, today is the first official day of summer, and I don't know about you, but I like to eat sort of lighter in the summer so I don't feel weighed down. So today I'm gonna make kind of a spin on a spanakopita, which is the ubiquitous Greek favorite dish. Mine's gonna be more like of a spinach, feta, pine nut tart. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with a medium onion. Look at this beautiful onion my husband picked up at the farmer's market today. Love it. I'm just gonna quickly do about a medium dice on this. So the old onion cutting trick. Cut down vertically and then slice a couple slices horizontally. And then cut down. You've got your perfect dice. How easy is that? It saves time. Easy. I'm just going to saute these up. Saute these up in a little olive oil on medium to medium high heat until they're translucent, about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, to add to these onions, I normally would have added a clove of garlic, but again, my husband picked up these really cool, they're called skates, not the fish, but they're actually the top of a head of garlic. So I'm just gonna dice a couple of these up. I did taste one and they are kind of strong, but they're unusual looking. And that's what I love about the farmer's market. It's like you never know what you're gonna get there. So it's really fun to experiment with things that are new, and then who knows, you might end up having your favorite new ingredient for your dish, but look at that. It's kind of dicing really well. It almost looks like the end is sort of like a chive. So I'll do about 3 and just put those in with the onion to give it a little garlicky kick. Wow, I can really smell the garlic and the onion. Whew, it's pungent. It smells delicious. Okay, to add to this onion mixture, I'm going to add 2 10 ounces of frozen spinach that I've thawed out, and then I've squeezed to make sure all of the water is out of it. So we'll add that. And frozen spinach is great, honestly, because a lot of times when you have fresh spinach, you're using tons of it, and by the time it wilts down, you're only left with maybe 1/4 cup. So frozen spinach is really the way to go in something like this. So we'll just cook this down about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next thing. And I'm actually going to season this with a little salt and pepper. Remember, season as you go. It's a great way to get flavor in there. And this dish is also a great way to get vegetables in if your kids aren't vegetable eaters, because at the end of this it's going to be cheesy and gooey and delicious, and you're not going to be thinking about the spinach. Okay, now while that spinach mixture is cooking, I'm going to crack a couple eggs, so 2 eggs into a bowl. 1, 2, and let's go ahead and just whisk that. And this is going to serve as a binder for everything. So good, nice and whisked. And then to this, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of pine nuts, and I've gone ahead and toasted those off so their nutty flavor comes out. A tablespoon of dried breadcrumbs or panko, whichever you prefer. I'm actually trying to get rid of some things in my fridge. So I had 2 chicken breasts, which I just diced up, and we'll add that to the mixture. There we go. And then last but not least, some feta cheese, and I'm probably going to do about 3 to 4 ounces of that. So probably, this was an 8-ounce package, so about half of that, and just make sure it's crumbled up. Oh baby, and you know when you're talking about Greek food, you like some feta in there. Nothing better than some fresh feta. Okay, and we'll combine all of that. And then we're gonna add this spinach mixture to this mixture as soon as that's finished. Okay, this is gonna be delicious. Okay, so now we're gonna build our crust, and I'm using phyllo dough. And what I've done is, it comes frozen, so I've thawed it out, and I have a wet dish rag over it, over plastic wrap, just to keep this thing moist. So it's very, very delicate, as you can see. It's paper thin. You can almost see through it. So I'm gonna put my phyllo piece down, just one little layer here. I'm gonna get some butter, and I'm gonna brush the phyllo with some melted butter. And then I'm gonna take my next piece and put it right over that one. And it's hard to keep this from drying out. So that's why you wanna keep the plastic wrap over it and the moist towel. Okay? We go. And again with our butter. You've got to be very delicate, have a ginger touch, so you don't want to rip or break the phyllo. It seems time consuming and kind of hard, but honestly, the finished product is so amazing. And once you practice these a couple times, you'll get good at it, trust me. Okay, now I'm gonna add the spinach mixture with the feta mixture. And we'll get that all nice and combined. And this is gonna be our stuffing. It's gonna be really good. I can smell the feta, the pine nuts, the spinach, the garlic, and it's just indicative of Greece. It's gonna be so delicious. Okay, so I'm probably gonna take about half the mixture, and I'm gonna just make a nice thin coating, and then I'm gonna put the remaining phyllo on top of this, almost like a lasagna, if you picture that. We're just creating layers here. Perfect. See that? Just one layer. And then we'll go ahead and start the phyllo process over again. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this off with a sprinkle of some grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm gonna put it into a preheated oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. And hopefully this will be nice and golden brown and beautiful and bubbly. I'm not even gonna cover it. Put the timer on. Okay, now we wait. Okay, while we're waiting for my tart to cook, I'm gonna make a cucumber tzatziki salad. And this is another really ubiquitous kind of Greek accompaniment to a lot of main dishes. So I just got two cucumbers, which I peeled, and I'm just going to do a medium chop on these. And put them into a bowl. Okay, to add to this, I'm going to add about a cup of plain Greek yogurt. And Greek yogurt is a little thicker and creamier than regular yogurt. It's got just a great consistency, and I love using it in place of regular non-fat or regular plain yogurt. So I'm just gonna stir that in. You kind of want to just fold it in, if you see what I mean. And it's just sort of coating the cucumber, almost like a mayonnaise would in a potato salad. So to add to this, I'm gonna bring a little acidity into it. So I'm gonna take the juice of a lime, and hey, a quick trick, if you have a really stiff lime or a stiff lemon, throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and that softens it up and lets the juices come out a lot easier. Okay. And this is gonna give it kind of that extra dimension of flavor we're looking for. You might be thinking, yogurt and lime and cucumber? promise you it all goes together really well. To kind of bring this all together, I'm gonna take some fresh mint and some fresh dill that I got out of my garden. And mint and dill, again, are another one of those things that is so popular in Greek cuisine. I don't know if you've ever heard of chiffonade, but it's just a fancy word for making a pretty chop. So what you do is you take your mint leaves, and you can do this with basil, sage, any fresh herb, and you put them on top of each other, just like that. And then you roll them up like you would, like, say, a cigar or something. And then just take your knife and chop down. This is called chiffonade. And when you're done, it has these pretty little pieces. How pretty is that? Okay, and then our dill. And dill is so flexible and thin that you really don't have to stem it. You can kind of just crush it all together just like that and chop down. Oh, I can smell the mint and the dill. It just smells amazing. So fresh, and that's what I love about summer cooking. There we go, add that. And then, last but not least, I'm just gonna add some cracked sea salt. And that's gonna give kind of a savory season to this whole thing. We've got our acid, we've got our salts, we've got our fresh dill, our mints. And this is gonna be great. I'm gonna pop this back in the fridge so it's nice and cool by the time our tart is ready, and we'll serve it alongside, and it'll be a Greek feast. Okay, our 30 minutes is up. Let's see how this turned out. It smells delicious. Looks pretty good too. Let's cut into it. Give myself a little oh, you hear that crunch? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This looks really good. And it smells really, really good. I smell the garlic and the pine nuts and the feta cheese. Look how pretty and light that looks. Isn't that perfect for summer? And then we'll put a little of our cucumber tzatziki salad next to it. Whew, this is the perfect summer dinner. Okay, and now the best part. Let's taste it. Look how light and beautiful that looks. And it's healthy too, which is good. That is so good. It's so light and crispy with all the layers. And the pine nuts give it that extra texture, and the gooiness of the feta cheese and the spinach. Okay, that's pretty amazing. Now to kind of counterbalance the hot, let's try this cucumber salad. It kind of cools you off, and it's crunchy, and it has nice texture. And I love the kind of counterbalance with the dill and the mint. This is the perfect summer dinner. You have to try this at home, and I promise you will not be disappointed. See you next time.